Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Bleach Chapter 522 review. Now, this week's chapter of Bleach. Hold on. Let me just Okay. All right. Now, this week's chapter of Bleach overall is actually a very, very, very simple chapter of Bleach. So this review keyword should be very short. Or well, short by my standards. Now, I will say is that it can be broken up into two main parts. The first part is dicking around. It's dicking around. In fact, a majority of this chapter consists of dicking around. They're dicking around. That's number one. Number two is after this character named Mera, after she comes in there and she sets Oetsu, who is like the number one forger of the Sanpakuto. After she comes in there, sets him straight, she takes him to the real Phoenix Palace, and the Phoenix Palace is some like Hayward shack on like a cliffside. And to me, it was kind of strange. Because I'm like, what? Because when you take a look at the four cities that surround the palace of the Spirit King, there are no cliff sides, at least as far as I could see. There were no cliff sides, so it's kind of like, what's going on here? Very weird, very strange. But basically, yeah, in fact, like they're just circular discs. They're circular discs with no protrusions that emit from those discs. So I'm like, where is this cliffside coming from? It was very weird. But regardless, the thing here is that the Phoenix Palace is some Hayward shack where Ichigo and Renji, they fall down because it's like some weird pit in the middle of the shack. And then what winds up happening here is that this is like the actual meat of the actual chapter, where we see Ichigo and Renji. They're now being surrounded by the quote-unquote rage of the Sanpakuto, because they quote-unquote didn't love their Sanpakuto enough, and thus their Sanpakuto break easily. And Oetsu, he has now put Ichigo and Renji in this situation where they're being surrounded by the rage of the Sanpakuto, and they need to be able to escape this situation. And if they can't, then they'll die. But if they do, then Oetsu will forge them a Sanpakuto, and that right there is the actual meat of the actual chapter right there and there. But the thing here is that, because like I am going to get more into detail, I think, I'm not too sure, I'll do something. But the thing here is that, what's up with this whole entire forging Sanpakuto? Because as far as I remember, when it comes to the actual Bleach series, the origin of the Sanpakuto is one's soul, one's being, one's soul. If you could actually call the Sanpakuto a manifestation of one's soul. In fact, because even though it's filler, like in the Bleach filler, the bound filler. Actually, no. It wasn't the bound filler. It was in the anime where Ichigo is training in his inner world in order to master holification of the visor form. Well, when he's fighting against Hol Ichigo, and then he goes in his like inner heart or inner soul, where he's fighting against former enemies like Kenpachi, like Byakuya, where he learns in order to hone his instincts. Well, he fought against Kari Jin, and even though Kari is a filler character, we see Ichigo actually like rip out like his Sanpakuto from his actual like body, from his soul, if you would, and then Zangetsu's like right there, because that's what a Sanpakuto is. It is in a way the manifestation of one's soul in sword form. But the fact that you can forge someone a Sanpakuto, I was like, really? Like it's very strange. So I really want to know what the actual meaning behind that is. Like when Oetsu says, I'm the number one Sanpakuto creator, would that mean literally forging a Sanpakuto with like iron and steel, or would that actually mean like forging one's soul? Because one's soul is the origin of the Sanpakuto. Meaning, like, that's what I'm thinking right now. But then again, how would you go about forging one's soul? I mean, aren't Ichigo and Renji quote-unquote souls to begin with, since they exist as Shinigami, as, spiritual beings, and thus wouldn't forging one's soul be doing what they're doing right now, forging one's spiritual prowess? So it's very strange. It really is. Like, it's very, very, very strange. But I mean, I'll take it as it is. I really will. Because Kubo, I'm going to assume, has a plan. When I say assume, I'm going to assume that he has a plan as to what this actual, terminology of creating or forging a Zanpakuto means when it comes to the character Nimaya Oetsu. So, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. Hopefully, Kubo knows, like, spot the fuck on, like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But, hey. He did pull out the Kenpachi thing back in the past with Yachiru, and, that was pretty damn impressive. So, but we'll see where it goes. And that was the main second half of the chapter. I mean, basically, I guess the end result of this actual training that Ichigo and Renji are going to do is trying to fortify the bonds between them and their Zanpakuto. To fortify this bond by using love, if you would put it. Kind of like on some fairy tale shit with, like, using emotions, emotions power up. But, it's not like that. But, it's still the bonds between a Shinigami and his Zanpakuto being fortified and forged by love. So we'll see where it goes. As for Oetsu's main assistant, I'm assuming that she is his main assistant. Mera, I'm assuming that Mera is his Zanpakuto. But because he loves his Zanpakuto so strongly, she has enough power to actually walk around like a normal person, like a normal human being. Because I do remember that a Shinigami, once they actually train to get a Bankai, they need to learn. They need to first learn how to materialize their Zanpakuto in its original form. Like we see Renji materialize Zabimaru when he was training for his Bankai. So this, I'm assuming, is like a full-blown, full-scale, full-time materialization, as long as Oetsu continues to love his Zanpakuto. That's what I'm assuming. So, but yeah, that's the main foundation of the actual chapter. The rest of the chapter, dicking around. It was dicking around. It was, hey, it was, oh, bitches, like, yeah, and like all these 5 females. And then it was like, poses, and then, him tricking Renji and Ichigo to pose, to actually bow down, like a full-blown, like, vertical stance, and then him taking a picture of that on an iPhone. Oh, I'm like, what's going on? So it was very strange. It was very strange, but of no importance. But he did mention the only thing of great importance when it came to the whole entire dicking around portion was that the people or the girls that Ichigo and Renji saw, all those girls were Zanpakuto. And the fact that Ichigo and Renji couldn't tell that these girls were Zanpakuto, this notifies Oetsu that these Shinigami are lacking in love. They are lacking in the love, in the LOVE, bitch. So we'll see where it goes. The chapter rating, I'm gonna give it subpar, and the only reason why was because, yes, the meat of the chapter, it was okay. It was okay. Because we still didn't get to where we were going to go. But the dicking around portion, oh man. It was funny. It was funny. Like at some point, Ichigo was like, let me find the actual quote, because it was funny. Because Ichigo at one point, he's talking about how like he sees all these girls, and he's like, don't let your guard down. There's got to be a catch. They're probably all rocking beans and francs, if you catch my drift, which means that they're probably all rocking dicks. That's what he fucking means. So that was like it was funny. Like the actual dicking around portion, it was funny, but completely unnecessary. With the only fact that these girls were Zanpakuto. So that was Oetsu's like initial test to see if Renji and Ichigo can actually tell if these were Zanpakuto. But they couldn't tell, and thus they failed the initial test, and now he's gonna go ham. So, but we'll see where it goes. So I'm done. King of Lightning, 10 minutes, not bad. So be sure to, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.